Hey lovelies, so in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to make your own hairband wigs. If that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure to keep on watching. And if you're not, hit that subscribe button. If you're not a member of this family yet, it will mean so much to me if you hit that subscribe button right now and the notification bell at the side. Alright guys, let's get into this video without wasting our time. Love you. Mwah. Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I am diyheadbandwig. So the first thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be showing you the things you're going to need to make this wig. Alright, so first thing you're going to be needing is the weave that you're going to use for your hairband wig. So I'm going to be using this one I got from the market. I got it for 8,500 naira. It's in different level of inches, which is 16, 14 and 12. I actually came to love it later on. The next thing I'm going to be showing you is the hairband I'm going to be using today, and also my dawn cap. And then first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to take that dawn cap and turn it to the back. Why? Because I'm going to be placing my wig comb on it. The wig comb is to help the hair to sit securely on your head, because it's not going to be covering the full density of your head. So basically you need it to be able to hook properly. So that's why you need to put the wig comb. You could go ahead to put as much as you want, but I think 2 is perfectly okay. So I just basically did that off camera because it's actually a very easy procedure. So I'm just going to turn that back to the front so we can begin sewing down our wig. So one thing you should know is that there are different methods to doing this. You could decide to go all round or flip like I'm going to do. But one thing you want to make sure you don't sew on the band of the hair, if that makes any sense. You don't sew on the band of the dawn cap. So I'm just going to go ahead to use my T-pins to pin that down, and then I'm just going to get into the sewing. So for sewing, I'm going to first pin down my tracks. That's what I do first, because it just makes it way easier. It just makes life way easier. Pinning down your tracks before sewing actually helps a lot. It's less stressful. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm just going to tie down my stitch. It's very important to tie your first stitch properly as much as possible, as much as you can, because for me, one thing I know is that once your first stitch come unraveling, it's going to not be nice. Alright, everything will come unraveling too. So I'm just going to go ahead to show you the technique I'm going to be using to sew today. This is the technique I always use. I just basically sew and tie. Alright, if you're a beginner, it's very necessary for you to use a shorter thread. Not necessary, but it's just way easier, and it will just help your work be more, it will help your flow of work be more suitable and more comforting. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew and just fast forward this. The method I'm going to be using today is going to be the flip method. Like I said earlier, I'm just going to continue to sew that in the end and then flip it basically. So I'm just going to show you how I flip. There's nothing really big deal about this. I just basically sew to the end and then flip it and continue. Like we're avoiding the hairband. I didn't sew on the hairband all through, and I'm not giving as much gapping. Alright, and I'm using a single track. You can go ahead to use as much track as you want for the volume you're trying to achieve. I do not like full hair, and because it was coily, I just thought one track made a lot of more sense than using double tracks. So if you want to use triple, double, go ahead please. So the next thing I'm going to be showing you is how to start a new weave, because I'm done with that one. I'm just going to continue from right where I stopped. So I take that weave, I measure to the end, and then I pin it down with a T-pin. per usual. So the next thing I do is I take my needle and then I just put it through the weft of the track, and then I just sew it into the other previous one, and then I just stitch it down. This helps basically. I hope this helps if you're wondering how to start a new weave basically. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want to end this track to start the middle track basically, and I do not cut my weave because if you cut it, it will start threading, and you want to avoid that as much as possible. Nobody likes hair threading, but once you cut it, it just starts, you know, unraveling. All right, so what I do to not cut it, I just measure it in where it gets to that hairband, then take the other and just turn it. Like you can see what I'm doing, already. So that's all I do. I just sew around to end it, and then yeah guys. So when you get to the middle, when you've sewed to the middle, you want to make sure you remeasure basically, and make sure you're not passing the hairband. So starting my center weave, all I'm basically going to be doing is just measuring this track and start sewing. So I just go ahead to pin it down with a T-pin, and then I just continue sewing and then flipping till I get to the front of the wig cap. So you want to sew from one end to the other end and then flip it over basically. So that's just what I'm going to do. I just keep flipping and sewing. So guys, so we've gotten to the front of the wig. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take it to the, I don't know if you can see how I did it. Basically I just turned it. I didn't do the flip method. I don't do the flip method to end my wigs. I just turn it. I did switch sides a lot because sewing the wig on camera is not really so easy, so I kind of was switching sides a lot. So if you notice that, sorry, it's just way easier for me to do that. So I'm just showing you how it looks like basically before continue to sew the rest of the remaining wigs in that space in the center. So that's it for the wig, guys. It's actually looking so fine, but not as fine as we wanted. So this is the hairband. I'm just going to take the hairband and put it on the wig so you see. So one thing I really want to quickly say is that I could have actually gone in to just arrange the hairband and just sew it in and make it stick on, and that's just it for the tutorial. But I didn't really want to sew this hairband down because I want to be able to change the hairband whenever I wanted to change it. So I'm just showing you how it looks like. Basically, you could just go around to stitch it at the sides and that would be all. But I just thought to show you guys me treating this hair. So I took water and conditioner into my spray bottle, and then I'm just going to run my fingers through it just to make it better. Guys, hair care is very important. If you don't know, taking care of your hair is very important, because definitely a wig is not going to look like how you see it online unless you take care of it. So I'm just going to show you the difference between the one I've sprayed and the one I'm yet to spray and run my finger through. You can see that difference, like it's so obvious, like it's really obvious. So all I did was just spray and then run my fingers through. If it was a bigger coil, you could go ahead to use a bigger comb and just comb it out, but since it's tiny, I just think your hand is better. So hey lovelies, so I just thought on to try hair for you guys to see, to try it on me. I'm really excited about this. I have not tried it yet, but I'm really excited. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put my wig cap on. This isn't really a necessary step, but I'm just trying to be professional. I actually love this hair. In case you're wondering, I got it offline. I didn't get it online. If not, I could have tagged them. I got it offline and it was really cheap. I thought it was expensive at first, but seeing how it looks like now, I can say it was cheap. It was $8.5. So I'm just going to use that wig comb we put in earlier. I'm going to push it like that and then push the other pin into, yeah, and then I'm just going to wear it. I'm going to use the hairband now. Again, like I said, I didn't want to sew the hairband down because I felt like I would want to change the color up sometimes. You know, I don't want one hairband, but if you want one hairband and you're comfortable with that, maybe you like the hairband so much, you could just sew it to this, to the wig cap. Alright, so I'm just going to wear this hairband now. I got this in the market also. I got it offline. I actually went to the market to get most of these things. The market close to my house. It was very easy. So I'm thinking you can find these anywhere you want, or anywhere at all. You can just find this. So you're just going to take time to arrange it. I'm going to arrange mine and come back on camera. Okay, so guys, this is how it's looking. This is the hairband wig. It looks amazing. I've actually never tried anything like this. I am so happy I decided to try short weave because damn, it looks like, it makes me want to go natural. Like, this is gorgeous. I look good and I feel good, and I love the fact that it's rockable. This hairband is, it's a vibe. It's an absolute vibe. Alright, so yeah guys, that's it. That's how easy and quick it is. I just took the hair back. You can actually bring it sideways if you want to, but I do not want to. I want to take it back, so like the star of the show should be the hairband. Alright, so I'm talking too much. I'm just gonna go now. Thank you so much if you watched to the end of this video, and if you watched to the end of this video, you already know you're the what? You're the real MVP. Thank you so much, and I love you, and I'll see you in my next week tutorial. Love you. Mwah. Bye.